Well, it's another day, another horrific case of VVIP high-handedness on the roads. Entitled brats in multi-crore luxury cars, such as this red Aston Martin you can see behind me, treating public roads as their personal drag ships, and zero regard for human life. The latest shocker is coming in from the city of Hyderabad, high-tech corridor in Madhapur. A 26-year-old working woman, Bharti Mukhi, she was simply walking back to her workplace after grabbing lunch with her colleagues. She worked at the lifestyle store inside In-Orbit Mall. Around 3 p.m. on 16th of August, as she was crossing the road near ITC Kohinoor, a speeding Aston Martin, which was driven by the son of a Rajya Sabha MP, a speeding Aston Martin slammed into her. This is the car that you can see, and this is the man who was driving it, 21-year-old son of a Rajya Sabha MP of Jana Sena. The impact was devastating. Bharti suffered massive head trauma. She bled heavily. She was rushed immediately to the hospital by the same man who was driving the Aston Martin. In that same Aston Martin, she was taken to the Jubilee Hills Hospital, where the doctors declared her dead on arrival. And who was behind the wheel of this luxury car? None other than 21-year-old son of the Jana Sena party's Rajya Sabha MP, Linga Ramaneni Ramesh. That's the name of his father. So what exactly happened that afternoon? We are going to first break it down, then we are going to tell you why there are allegations coming in that there is a political shield which has been thrown over the Rajya Sabha MP's son. Well, first let's start with Bharti Mukhi. She's 26 years old. She works in a lifestyle store. She had stepped out from her workplace, the mall, and she went to get some food, some lunch with her colleagues. She was returning to her work at the mall when she was crossing the road. A speeding Aston Martin allegedly hit her. This car was allegedly being driven by this man, Sanjush. Sanjush is the son of Rajya Sabha MP, as we are telling you. Immediately, Bharti suffered a head injuries. We are given to believe that it was a very serious head injury. She was then taken to the hospital by Sanjush. Sanjush put her in the back of the car, and then he drove her directly to the hospital, where the doctors declared her dead. Now look at the action which is taken by the police, or rather the apparent lack of action, as many have alleged. Charges have been pressed. But the biggest question is whether the law is being diluted simply because the accused happens to be a parliamentarian's son. This is his father, a Jana Sena MP. Lesser charge and easier bail. Is that the case? So let's explain to you. What was the charges that were filed? How did this man leave on bail immediately, despite the fact that very clearly he was behind the wheels of this killer car? What charges were filed against him, which is this, Section 1061 of the BNS. This is causing death by negligence. Negligence or culpable homicide is the question. Negligence is the charge that he has been put on him. Also, bailable offence. This is important because this is a bailable offence which he was slapped with. But why not? And here's the question, why not a sterner charge? For example, Section 100 of the BNS, which is culpable homicide. This man was not booked under culpable homicide amounting to murder. He was put under negligent driving. So the question arises, is it negligence or is it culpable homicide? Because they put only bailable offences against him, this man immediately got bail and he left. 0 time in jail. Is that fair? Would people like you and me, if we were to carry out a heinous crime like this, would be able to walk out? You, the viewer, can think about it. Meanwhile, Times Now has managed to access exclusive updates on this probe. We have asked and accessed the police records as well, the police notice which was issued directly to the MP's son. The fatal incident occurred on the 16th of August and an FIR was immediately registered at the Madhapur police station. But look at the police. It took them 3 full days till the 19th of August officially to issue a notice to the accused to ask him to join the probe. The notice explicitly states that the police have reasonable grounds to question him, reasonable grounds regarding this fatal crash. and directed him to appear before the investigating officer. 3 days. Why was there such a delay? No one knows. It warns that non-compliance will lead to an immediate arrest, but till then, there was no immediate arrest. But who is this man? It's important for us to understand. His father is Lingamaneni Ramesh. He is a Janasena party's Rajya Sabha MP. He is a businessman, a very rich businessman at that, from Vijayawada. The declared assets for his father is 200 crore rupees. 200 crore rupees is the declared assets of this man's father, whom you can see on your screens, which explains perhaps why he was driving a car worth 4 crore rupees at the time. Well, there is a big breaking angle also coming in here on Times Now. Times Now has managed to access the accused drug test results. Drunk and driving test results are out. Times Now has managed to access it, and this result shows that it is negative. Times Now has also accessed video footage of the blood samples which were collected from the accused. In another video recorded after the accused, Sanjush, was identified and brought to the police station, he's seen acknowledging that he was behind the wheel of the Aston Martin. The accused also accepted that he was driving the car and at a speed in a rash and negligent manner. That's the big breaking news which is coming in. Let me go across to Shomit, who's joining us right now. Shomit, big breaking news which is coming in right now, that we have the drink and driving test results which are out. What does it say? Can you explain to us?
Well, Meghna, we have exclusively accessed the notice copy issued to the accused Sanjush, and at the same time we have accessed the drug test, we have accessed the drunk and drive test results, and also at the same time we have accessed the video in which accused was clearly seen identify himself as Sanjush, and at the same time he later confessed that he was behind the wheel and he was driving, he was speeding the car, he was driving in a negligent manner. And before that, let me show you the exclusive pictures of the car. Right now, where we are reporting from is this. This is one of the discrete locations for police where police have kept this car. And this Aston Martin car, we can clearly see here, this is that vehicle, and this is that vehicle with which, the accident took place. And we can clearly see the damage here. On the left side, he was speeding the car. He was coming from the Hitech City to the Madhapur towards area. And after grabbing the lunch, this 26-year-old victim woman, she was crossing the road, along with her colleague. And at that time, this car, we can clearly see here, the damage can be clearly seen here. So this is where actually the accident happened. And initially, the car struck the woman from here. And we can clearly see here the light has completely got damaged and the left part got completely damaged. And here also this part which connects the door to the front bumper and also front left side part, this also got completely damaged. So this is that car, and even we got this car's pictures on the same day, but later it was moved from the police station and it is kept here. So we are reporting from this location right now. So this happened that day, and the woman was shifted in this same car to the local hospital where the accused was identified and later taken to the police station. And the drug test we have accessed, it actually shows negative. The drunk and drive shows negative, but it's very much clear that he was driving the car in negligent manner. He was speeding the car, and we can also clearly see the damage. This is one huge supercar, and we can clearly see by seeing this damage, we can understand that how much how much speeding he was doing that at that time. And at the same time, we can also, by this we can understand that the woman receiving severe blood injury, severe bleeding injury on her head can be clearly understood by seeing this damage. So he was stopped at that very spot. He was taken from he was asked to take the victim from there to the hospital. However, unfortunately, at the hospital she was declared brought dead, and later he was taken to the police station, and then this drug test, urine test, urine test, and also the blood samples were collected, and also drunken drive test was conducted, and we got the results at the same time. And also we got the important part here is the video where he was clearly seen identifying himself, and he was clearly after that confessing to the police that he was speeding the car. And this one supercar we can clearly see here, he was driving this car, and this was not the first accident. Recently also we saw a speeding Ferrari ramming into the people, and nearly 3 to 4 people got injured in that incident. And here in this accident, one woman, 26-year-old woman from Odisha, she was working as a sales girl at a at a private mall at a shopping mall in a lifestyle. So there she actually went out to grab a lunch along with a colleague, and near ITC Kohinoor, she grabbed the lunch, and while coming back, she was crossing the road, and on the zebra crossing this happened, and we have just saw the shots of the how this car got completely damaged on the left part. And
right,
later...
I'm sorry to interrupt you, I'll just come back to you, but let me go across to the victim's brother. Bharti Mukhi's brother, Rajnikantha, is joining us right now. Rajnikantha, I'm very, very sorry for your loss. बहुत बुरा लगा ये सुन के कि भारती के साथ क्या हुआ, मगर अभी एक खबर आ रही है कि एक्सीडेंट होने के बाद, तुरंत बाद, जो ये गाड़ी चला रहे थे संजोश, उनको इमीडिएटली बेल मिल गई। रजनीकांता, आपको मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
जी मैम, आ रही है।
आपको आवाज आ रही है? मैं आपको पूछ रही थी क्या हुआ, आपको कुछ भी डिटेल पुलिस ने बताया हुआ, क्या हुआ था उस दिन?
उस दिन मेरा बहन ने काम कर रहा था कंपनी में, तो ऑन ड्यूटी में था और लंच टाइम में बाहर गया था
जी।
उसके बाद वो रिटर्न आने का टाइम में एक बहुत स्पीड गाड़ी आके उसको ठोक दिया, वहीं पे उसका बहुत बड़ा एक्सीडेंट हो गया था।
ये संजोश के बारे में बोला गया था कि वो गाड़ी चला रहे हैं, कि उनके साथ और भी कोलीग्स थे आपकी बहन के साथ, उन्होंने देखा था संजोश उन्हीं के गाड़ी, वही गाड़ी चला रहे थे?
हाँ, वहीं पे गाड़ी था, वहीं पे गाड़ी, वो जो लाल वाला गाड़ी था
जी। हाँ, लाल वाला जो गाड़ी है एस्टन मार्टिन, वो हम दिखा रहे हैं, वो गाड़ी हमारे व्यूअर्स के लिए। मगर ऐसा सुना है कि संजू जाते ही जब वो अस्पताल लेके गए, उसके बाद भी उनको इंस्टेंटली बेल मिल गया था। कुछ भी पुलिस ने बताया है क्यों इतनी जल्दी, कैसे बेल मिल गई उनको?
वो तो नहीं बताया मेरे को मैम, मैं तो इतना दूर से कैसे वहाँ पे गया तो मेरे को वो लोग फ्लाइट बुक भी कर दिए थे। इतना दूर हम तो जा भी नहीं पाया, जल्दी से पहुँच नहीं पाया, तो वो लोग मेरे को पुलिस से भी बात किया था, पुलिस केस को मेरे को दिखाया, वो भी मेरे को दिया, पुलिस जो एफआईआर हुआ था। उसके बाद वो लोग मेरे को एक एम्बुलेंस इंतजाम करके मेरे को घर तक मेरा बहन का डेड बॉडी पहुंचाया।
आपकी कोई भी बात हुई है संजूश या उनके परिवार से?
उनका परिवार से बात नहीं हुआ है।
संजूश ने आपकी बात की है या आपके माँ बाप? आपके परिवार में कौन है?
2 भाई, मामा पापा है।
भारती के बारे में थोड़ा हमें बताइए।
भारती शायद वही हम लोग का वही काम कर रहा था, 4-5 साल हो गया, वही सारे हम लोग को तो पूरा गांव का आदमी है मैम।
अच्छा।
यहाँ पे कुछ नहीं, हम लोग को इतना इनकम भी नहीं है, वही सारे हम लोग का घर संभाल रहा था, उसी की वजह से फिर मम्मी पापा का सारे दो को ही सब संभाल रहा था।
भारती सब कुछ संभाल रही थी?
हाँ, वही हम लोग को हर महीना पैसा भेजता है। हम लोग को तो ज्यादा इनकम भी नहीं, घर में कितना कहाँ खेती बाड़ी करते हैं हम लोग।
ये कहा जा रहा है, जो अपोजिशन के पार्टी है, नेता बोल रहे हैं कि ये सुजीत जो है ना, इनके पिताजी जो है राज्यसभा के एमपी है, कि उनको शायद बचाया गया है।
जी मैम,
ये बोला जा रहा है कि सुजीत को, संजोश को बचाया जा रहा है, जो गाड़ी चला रहे थे।
नहीं, वहाँ पे जो पुलिस वाला मेरे को बोले।
हाँ, क्या बोला पुलिस वाले ने?
पुलिस वाले बोले आप लोग को जो केस है वो तो केस है, लेकिन आप भी बॉडी को लेके जाओ और उसके बाद आओ, तुम लोग क्या करोगे उसका केस तो हम रखे हैं,
हाँ।
क्या करना है नहीं करना है हम बाद में देखेंगे बोला।
उन्होंने ये नहीं बताया कि अरेस्ट क्यों नहीं किया? उनको पता
वो
था
लोग
कि
बोला
कौन चला
गाड़ी
रहा
को
था?
सीज किया है, गाड़ी हम लोग के पास में है, गाड़ी सीज किया है बोला।
हाँ, मगर अरेस्ट नहीं किया था।
वो तो नहीं बोला मेरे को।
आपको लगता है अरेस्ट करना चाहिए जब पता है कि यही है जो गाड़ी चला रहे थे?
वो तो हम भी कंफर्म नहीं है कौन किया था कौन नहीं, और भी मेरे को इतना नहीं पता।
आप पुलिस को क्या बोलना चाहेंगे आज?
हम वो चाहते हैं कि जो किया है उसके साथ मेरे सामने हमने मेरे को मिलना है, कैसे हो गया क्या नहीं, मेरे को सारे डिटेल्स जानना है। उसके साथ कौन कौन था, कैसे आ रहा था।
आपको लगता है कि कोई उनको प्रोटेक्ट कर रहा है, कोई बचा रहा है इनको?
वो तो मैम नहीं पता।
जी, रजनीकांता जी, धन्यवाद हमारे से बनने के लिए। बहुत ही कठिन समय होगा आपके लिए, आपके परिवार के लिए।
जी,
थैंक यू
जी
सो
मैम,
मच।
बहुत बहुत
Thank you so much. That is the brother of Bharti. He says that she was the sole bread earner. She was supporting her family, her brothers, her parents. And today, when she's gone, the police said, we've seized the car. No arrests have been made. Is that justice? We ask you. With that, we are going to move on in the bulletin. There is some big breaking news which is coming in. Rahul Gandhi, leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, has arrived at the Connaught Place police station along with a student who was injured during the pellet gun firing at the recent protest. He's there to file a complaint against the police personnel allegedly involving in firing pellets during the students' demonstration at Jantar Mantar. Remember, this comes a day after the Supreme Court has set up a panel which is going to be looking into these charges which are coming in of excessive force being used against the protesters of Jantar Mantar. Repeatedly, there are pictures, visuals, press conferences which have been held by Rahul Gandhi himself along with alleged victims of pellet gun injuries. In fact, I'm going to go across to our reporters, get you more details. Sabya Sachi is joining us with all the details. Sabya, one would ask, if this pellet gun firing had happened on the 20th of last month, why didn't Rahul Gandhi go a bit earlier? Because he was in touch with it, with all these students. He actually held press conferences. Any reason now he feels is the right time to go to the police?
Well, see, the Congress party feels that no action has been taken as far as the use of pellet guns are concerned against the student. Let me show you the visuals around. You can see that Rahul Gandhi is still inside the DCP's office of Central Delhi. Now, as per the Congress sources, Rahul Gandhi earlier went to Mandir Marg police station first, but they refused to register a complaint there. So he went to DCP's office after that, and till the time a complaint is going to be registered, he will wait at the DCP's office only, and that is the reason why Rahul Gandhi is still inside along with the protesters who have suffered pellet injuries. Now, meanwhile, Rahul Gandhi has been continuously raising this issue. He has held several press conferences outside 10 Janpat with all the protesters standing along with him, and he has been saying that they have suffered pellet guns, and yet there has been no action that had been taken against the police personnel. And he also kept on asking who did exactly authorized the use of pellet guns on the student, and we have seen that this matter also was raised inside the house. We also saw that how Union Home Minister was time and again saying that he was absolutely ready to answer all the questions and concerns of the opposition. But at that particular time, we saw that the opposition created ruckus, created disruption, and they didn't let the house function. Now, the leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, has reached the parliamentary police station here in the national capital, and currently inside the Deputy Commissioner's office, and is still sitting inside. He will be waiting until and unless the FIR has been registered against the police personnel, is what we are learning from the Congress sources. His car is parked outside, so what we are also learning that shortly he might come outside, address the media about what are the exact reasons and what he's demanding. But huge drama out here. A lot of the media personnel have also approached, and security also has been increased near the Parliamentary Street police station here in the national capital.
Sabyasachi, it's very interesting that today he lodges a complaint against the police. Do we know what this complaint is going to be about? Does he name anyone, or is it against the Delhi police? Any details of the case, the FIR that he hopes to file today?
See, what we are learning from the Congress sources right now, we have got this information. We'll share it with the viewers. Now, as per the Congress sources, Mr. Rahul Gandhi is seeking information from the DCP on a few points. Who gave the order? Sufficient proof with him of usage of pellet guns, and what action was taken by police against students on July 20th. Now, these are the questions which the leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, is looking answers for. Now we are exclusively sharing this news break with our viewers, where Rahul Gandhi is seeking these three answers from the DCP regarding, first, who gave the orders to use excessive force or pellet guns on the protesters, and he says that he had sufficient proof that the police did use pellet guns on the protesters on 20th, and what action was taken by the police personnel against students on July 20th. So these are the particular questions which the leader of opposition, Rahul Gandhi, is looking answers for.
Well, Rahul Gandhi is looking for answers. Are there more than one victims there? Because Rahul Gandhi in the past had held press conference with several of the victims, alleging that up to 10 people perhaps have been hurt by the use of pellet guns. Many press conferences have been held. Right now, how many victims are there with Rahul Gandhi?
Well, see, as per the visual, there is one victim along with the leader of opposition, Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Now, in the past also, he had made this allegation that several people, in fact, have suffered injuries. There was use of pellet guns. There was use of excessive force against the students in the national capital. And he also has claimed that there has been attempts of excessive force by the police against the women protesters as well. Now, Rahul Gandhi is clearly adamant on the fact that the students also, they deserve justice. Him being the leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, he had pointed out not only once but several times that since the students were on the street, so it is a responsibility for the opposition leaders to also be on the street and raise the issue of the students. And he have been speaking about the education reform, that how the entire education reform right now has just become a recovery reform, and with the resignation of Dharmendra Pradhan, the entire problem is not solved. So he is demanding accountability, larger accountability from the central government, and he is demanding answers from the police exactly who ordered the use of the pellet guns. And he also pointed out the fact that there are excessive proofs that are with him. In fact, there are several RTI replies also which shows that pellet guns were used against the protesters in the national capital, and to what amount excessive force was used against the students, that also Rahul Gandhi is demanding to know from the DCP. Meanwhile, he also made this point clear that he is not going to leave the premises until and unless the FIR has been registered against the police personnel who fired the pellet guns.
Stay on with us. Let me go across to Ranjita also, who's joining us. Ranjita, ये इस टाइम पे आ रहा है जब सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ऑलरेडी बोला है एक प्रोब होने वाली है कि एक्सेसिव यूज हुआ है कि नहीं ऑफ फोर्स, जैसे बताया गया है बाय राहुल गांधी एंड द रेस्ट ऑफ द ऑपोजिशन लीडर्स, वो साइमल्टेनियस प्रोब चलेगी और ये दूसरा प्रोब होगा अगर आज एफआईआर हो जाए?
बिल्कुल, देखिए कुछ इसी तरह की स्थिति बनेगी। हालांकि कहा जा रहा है कि अगले 5 मिनट में राहुल गांधी डीसीपी कार्यालय से बाहर निकलेंगे। जो जानकारी निकलकर सामने आ रही है कि राहुल गांधी जो है वो पहले मंदिर मार्ग थाने गए थे, वहां जब शिकायत दर्ज नहीं की गई तो वो डीसीपी कार्यालय आए हैं और वो इंतजार कर रहे हैं कि जब तक ये मामला जो शिकायत है वो दर्ज नहीं हो जाती है तब तक राहुल गांधी जो है वो यही मौजूद रहेंगे। शिकायत दर्ज होने के बाद वो बाहर निकलेंगे, जिसका इंतजार तमाम मीडिया भी कर रही है यहाँ। और तमाम वो सवाल जो लगातार उठ रहे हैं कि क्या 20 जुलाई को जो पैलेट गन का इस्तेमाल किया गया उस पर अब तक जांच क्या पहुंची है, उसकी जानकारी, और क्या एक फ्रेश शिकायत दर्ज की गई है राहुल गांधी की तरफ से, यानी लीडर ऑफ अपोजिशन ने एक शिकायत दर्ज की है कुछ तथ्यों के साथ, कुछ डॉक्यूमेंट के साथ। क्या कोई क्योंकि एम्स में भर्ती थे साहिल जिसका जिक्र किया जा रहा है 20 जुलाई को जिन पर पैलेट गन का इस्तेमाल हुआ, सबसे ज्यादा जो जोखिम भरा जो उनकी जो तस्वीर आई थी, राहुल गांधी ने उनके साथ प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस भी किया था, बताया था कि उनके जो दाएं आंख है उसमें ज्यादा चोटें आई है और हो सकता है कि लंबे समय तक उनको देखने में भी परेशानी हो। तो क्या एम्स के उन रिपोर्ट्स को भी राहुल गांधी लेकर आए हैं? उन तमाम चीजों को इस शिकायत में दर्ज किया जाएगा? ये तमाम सवालों के जवाब राहुल गांधी के पास है और वही इसका जवाब दे पाएंगे। सूत्र कह रहे हैं कि अगले 5 से 7 मिनट में वो यहाँ शिकायत दर्ज होने के बाद पहुंचेंगे और मीडिया से बातचीत करेंगे।
रंजीता, पुलिस वहां पर क्या कर रही है, क्या बोल रही है? क्या दिल्ली पुलिस के अगेंस्ट एफआईआर करने के लिए तैयार है? सुना गया है कि राहुल गांधी बोल रहे वो हिलेंगे नहीं, वहां से छोड़ेंगे नहीं पुलिस स्टेशन जब तक एफआईआर ना हो।
बिल्कुल, देखिए यही कांग्रेस की तरफ से खबर निकल कर आ रही है कि जब तक शिकायत दर्ज नहीं होगी वो डीसी कार्यालय के बाहर नहीं आएंगे। मंदिर मार्ग थाने पहले गए, वहां उनकी एफआईआर नहीं, जो शिकायत है वो नहीं लिखी गई, उसके बाद डीसीपी कार्यालय आए। मैं अपने कैमरा पर्सन से कहूंगी आपको तमाम तस्वीर दिखाएं, क्योंकि हम डीसी जो कार्यालय है उसके ठीक गेट पर मौजूद है और राहुल गांधी इसी गेट से बाहर निकलेंगे जब ये तमाम जो शिकायत का जो सिलसिला है वो खत्म होगा। गाड़ी उनकी यहीं पे खड़ी है, बातचीत करने के बाद वो यहीं से रवाना होंगे। तो इंतजार इसी बात का। पुलिस कुछ अभी चुप्पी साधे हुए है, क्योंकि हालांकि यहाँ बैरिकेडिंग कर दी गई है इस पार्लियामेंट स्ट्रीट थाने के आसपास कि ज्यादा आवाजाही ना हो और ज्यादा नेताओं का जमावड़ा यहाँ पर ना हो। तो ये जरूर कोशिश की जा रही है। पुलिस से अभी तक किसी तरह की बातचीत नहीं है, इंतजार राहुल गांधी का हो रहा है।
Ranjita is there at the Parliament Street police station where Rahul Gandhi is gone inside. What we are picking up is that he's refusing to leave the police station until an FIR is filed. Let me go across to Bhavtosh as well. Bhavtosh, give us a backgrounder of what this complaint is that Rahul Gandhi hopes to file, and the one person who's gone in with him, one of the victims, among several others allegedly, who were injured during pellet guns being fired by the Delhi police.
Meghna, this entire matter stems from the incidents that happened on 20th July when protesters under the banner of Cockroach Janata Party came here at Parliament Street Police Station. If I can ask my camera person Ashwani to show you, the protesters in fact marched from Parliament Street Police Station towards this site, and when they were moving towards that site, that pellet guns were used, and repeatedly this happened at least on 5 to 6 occasions. Now, Rahul Gandhi has continuously maintained that there should be an FIR filed against those who gave orders to fire the pellet guns, and secondly against those who used the pellet guns. Now, there are FIRs that have been registered against in this entire matter, but against those who assaulted public servants. There is a stoic silence that has been maintained by the administration in this entire issue. There is no official statement that has been issued by the centre as to who ordered the firing of the pellet gun, who was the person responsible for the firing of the pellet gun. Remember, Times Now had in fact brought out this entire issue to the public, in which they showed the papers in which it was a DCP rank officer who in fact gave the instructions to the RAF personnel to use the pellet guns. Rahul Gandhi has been with the victims, giving various, in fact, bringing these victims out in public, saying that this has been given, these instructions have been given by someone at the top. Now, we are at the Parliament Street Police Station where Rahul Gandhi has come. In fact, he has maintained that till the FIR is filed, he would not go from here. As far as the courts are concerned, the Supreme Court has set up a high-powered committee headed by a former Supreme Court judge, a former Chief Justice of Delhi High Court, and also former Director of the CBI. So the entire issue would be now before the high-powered committee. Whether Rahul Gandhi budges from the DCP office, that only time will tell. But he's here at the DCP New Delhi office. We are there. We will see whether Rahul Gandhi will stay here or whether he will move out from here. But high drama on Friday, as Rahul Gandhi has now come here and has said that he will not move from the DCP office till an FIR is filed against those who are responsible for firing of the pellet gun, in which at least 4 to 5 protesters received injuries. No statement has come from the Delhi police or from the centre since these pellet guns were used.
All right, Bhavtosh, stay with us. Let me take this across to Sabyasachi as well. Sabyasachi, the Congress party is claiming that this has been building up for a while, because this is not the first attempt on the part of those injured during the protests to file complaints against the police when they've approached the police to do so, and that their efforts have yielded no results so far, despite repeated attempts on their part, which is why we're seeing an escalation right now on the part of the Congress party, where Rahul Gandhi physically is present at the police station to lodge a complaint. The Congress's claim is that this has been happening for quite some time. Repeated requests to file a complaint have not been entertained by the police.